guys? Red Pen Mining here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day this video. Who's still here? All right, let me know in the comments. Who is still here crypto mining right now? It's quite interesting what has happened or what is transpiring recently with the markets in general, just overall. I mean, you all know what's happening over in the Middle East over there and just the conflict that's happening there. I mean, I think it's just bringing everything down. I mean, we've been on this downtrend, I guess for Bitcoin and everything else over the past couple months. And it's just, I guess signaled that we are in this bear market, right? Bitcoin had this 50% drop. And I think that this is something that is obviously hurting crypto miners, okay? Depending on your electrical costs, of course, and depending on which type of hardware you have that is either efficient or inefficient. It really depends. And we're kind of hitting this like floor or this, I don't know how to say it, this equilibrium or this inflection point where we have this much hash rate, we have this much competition, and it's come to a point where it's becoming unprofitable for majority of, depending on which miners you have, of course. And I want to go through that throughout this video here. All right, so just a lot of things to talk about where we are in the state of the market right now, state of crypto mining. So hopefully you guys enjoy. So thank you to today's video sponsor, TerraHosting.io. TerraHosting is a premium ASIC miner hosting company based in the USA. If you're looking for straightforward pricing as low as 0.0825 cents per kilowatt hour, they have a 99% average uptime with no curtailment and a 97% SLA. They got high security property with no public access, redundant internet, dedicated power infrastructure, custom portal access for better farm management, and look at this, they have 1,667 machines online right now. That is wild. Their uptime is 99.675%. And they're also doing a Bitcoin giveaway. So there's a first place of 325 in Bitcoin, second place 125 in BTC, and third place $50 in BTC. So it ends April 20th. All right, so I'll have this linked down below. They have an X post here of it, and it goes to a Gleam giveaway for the Bitcoin hash rate. So follow up and join on all the different entries for their Bitcoin giveaway. So thank you to TerraHosting for sponsoring today's video. All right, so let's get to it. So I want to be real here. Okay, so mining today, where Bitcoin is, and I guess Doge and what Doge is, oh, man, 9 cents now. Mining today is obviously completely different than compared to, I think, even like a couple years ago. All right, that back then it was lower difficulty, hardware was cheaper, I guess, in the previous bear market, and there's obviously less competition. Right? I mean, you can just tell by looking at, let's just say for Scrypt mining, for Litecoin, for instance, Litecoin's hash rate has grown quite a bit, but more so recently, ever since we've had Doge coming from the highs of like 45 cents, the hash rate for Doge has just pumped up. This kind of mimics when Doge pumped. Okay, let's just see here. Doge pumped to 45 cents back in like December, November, 2024. Okay, and if you look at the Litecoin network hash rate back in 2024, it started to really climb when the Bitmain L9s started to start shipping out. I got mine back in November 2024. So a lot of L9s and I think a lot of AlphaPex units also came on during this time, and it was getting more competitive, right? A lot of hash rates started coming online. Simply because mining Dogecoin or mining Scrypt coins, mainly Dogecoin, that's where the profit is, was obviously very profitable. Sometimes an L9 was making 60, 50 bucks a day at one point in the beginning, but then, Dogecoin's price started to come back down to 16 cents, went back up to 20, went back up to 23, and the rest is history. We're now at 9 cents because the market as a whole, Bitcoin has gone from 125K down to 67, hit, 60K, bounced heavily from there. So here we are. Not sure if this is the floor, if 60K was the floor. I don't know if we're going to go lower or not. I hope we don't, but we'll talk about more of that later. But anyways, so that right now we're seeing that everything has scaled up, right? Bitcoin has scaled up in terms of hash rate. A lot of miners have gotten in, massive industrial mining farms, public companies deploying, tens of thousands of ASIC miners, hydro as well. There's always constant upgrades for newer, more efficient machines. And, the bigger entities out there have access to much cheaper electric as well. Okay. So that kind of, in a sense, has created this problem. Okay. And so for a lot of us home miners, a lot of us that have, higher electrical costs, more expenses. I mean, bigger farms have expenses too. But, in a sense, it's we're not able to keep up as well as where we are in the market right now against those that have much cheaper electrical rates or cheaper expenses. Okay. So just looking at like Bitcoin miners in general, right? Bitcoin miners, it's getting real rough. If you don't have, I'm going to say like under 7 or 6 cents right now. And if you don't have a S21 XP, let's just say for Bitcoin mining, these only make like a couple bucks a day now. Okay. I mean, it's nothing to scoff at, but I mean, a couple bucks a day on a singular S21 XP, it's not like the glory days when, these things were making like $8 or I don't know, $30 back when Bitcoin was 125, right? It was great back then, but now that we've come back to a time now where Bitcoin is much lower because it's crashed down to 67, 50% crash from 125. Bitcoin mining is where we are, has become very competitive. There's a lot of hash rate online. We just recently had a Bitcoin difficulty adjustment. I don't know, just like 2 days ago. And yeah, we went from 145T down to 133T. But hash rate has essentially gone back up. The block times have kind of been a little bit faster here, but it looks like the next difficulty adjustment is going to go back up to 140T. It's probably going to go up higher than that because the hash rate for Bitcoin has just jumped up. It always does that. As that difficulty drops, there's going to be a lot more Bitcoin miners coming in, and that's always been the name of the game when it comes to that. But so right now, where we are right now, where the market is, where the hash rate is, Scrypt mining, Scrypt hash rate, Litecoin, for instance, Litecoin, yeah, we're seeing a lot of hash rate turn off. So I've been seeing now recently a lot of older, inefficient Scrypt miners that have been turning off. So let's just say you had 8 cents electric. All right, and this is just mainly for Scrypt. So I just want to go to L7s, for instance, and L7 is now losing a couple bucks a day at 8 cents electric. Let's go to 7 cents. Okay, 7 cents, losing about a buck or so a day at 7 cents. Let's go to 6 cents. Still losing a couple cents, nothing crazy. Let's go to 5 cents electric. Okay, an L7 is making 30, 50, 60, depending which hash rate model you have. So it's like, I'd say breaking even. Let's just say it breaks even at 5 cents right now for L7. And where we are, there's a lot of this much hash rate for Litecoin. Merge mining, Dogecoin, hash rate should be pretty similar. But yeah, so it's nothing compared to, like, I know there's a lot of L9s out there, right? L9s still make a couple bucks, but let's just go to $8 a day, 8 cents per kilowatt hour. I mean, 8 cents per kilowatt hour. L9's making about $1.83, $2 a day. Let's just say at 8 cents, 9 cents. Okay, an L9's making a buck. And then at 10 cents, I think we're pretty much breaking even at 10 cents on an L9. Okay, so that's where we are in the state of Scrypt mining. I mean, L9s are very popular, L7s are very popular. Like, I wonder, right, how many other Scrypt miners under the L7 that are still online these days, right? L9s, like, let's see, these ones here have a 0.21 joules per mega hash efficiency. So efficiency really matters here. We're probably going to see, I don't know, maybe DG1 lights and below turn off, which is, yeah, L7s. We're probably going to see a lot of L7s turn off. Mini Doge 3 gold shells. I mean, majority of those that have these are probably people with free power or solar. So maybe they're going to keep these smaller miners on. But I think the bigger boy ones, we're probably going to see a mass exodus. If this keeps up where Dogecoin's price is right now, which, man, this chart looks like 2021. I don't know about you guys, but does this look eerily similar to you? Like, looks very similar. So if we are in this bear market for Scrypt mining now, I'd have to say. So we're going to see, I mean, we're probably going to have a couple ups and downs. I mean, there's always going to be like that with Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin ultimately will go up again, and kind of ties into my thought process of all of us here. for everyone that's been mining for the past, I don't know, couple bear markets now, I mean, we are now shifting our whole mindset into mine and hold, I guess. And depending on how much you've scaled, of course, also, you know, your financial situation. I definitely recommend for anyone that's still in this mining right now is that I would recommend just mine within your means. You know, don't go out and spend, you know, a couple $1,000s if you can't afford it every month on your electricity bill. I'm not going to hold your hand or tell people you know, what to do, but understand your financials and make sure you don't over leverage yourself that way, especially when it comes to mining, because if it's not worth it, don't do it. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you guys know what to do. You're responsible with your own money. I don't have to tell you that. Anyways, so the hash rate right now, we're seriously at this like point where it's like an arms race. Okay, and kind of like a race to the bottom, essentially trying to get the cheapest power possible, right? And so everyone's competing for the same rewards for Bitcoin, but the total network power, it just keeps going up over time, which it has been over the past couple of years, right? So the slice of the pie for all of us, it was generally getting less and less, right? Especially for Bitcoin. Bitcoin halving is coming up in about 2 more years. So it's going to go from 3.125 to 1.56. So that's going to be a pretty drastic drop again. But I do believe that, you know, Bitcoin is going to go to new higher highs when that happens. If we all believe in the market cycles, I truly believe that. But when, you know, let's say we're all earning less Bitcoin, right? For anyone that's Bitcoin mining, when the difficulty adjusts back up, right? That's when a lot of the smaller miners, like majority of us that are home residential miners, start feeling the pressure. Okay, so I mean, yeah, we talked about like, you know, residential miners, you know, 15 cents per kilowatt hour. I mean, 15 cents per kilowatt hour, not even the best S23 hydro is profitable. Okay, and this thing is not even out yet, or maybe it is now, but 9.5 joules per terahash. This thing at 15 cents, you're not making, nobody's able to run one of these things anyway at home because it's like 3-phase or 480 volt or 415 volt or whatever. So yeah, it's like only massive farms are going to be getting into hydro, people that have 3-phase and whatnot. So yeah, but anyways, we're coming to this point where that hash rate is so high and where Bitcoin's price is right now, we're at the mercy of Bitcoin's price because it's just simply not profitable at this point in time. And who is willing to pay out of pocket, you know, to take that risk into holding the Bitcoin until it can price appreciate? That it could take months. It could take years. Who knows? Nobody knows, right? That's the risk somebody is willing to take. So, so profitability, right? Profitability is obviously a big factor for a majority of people. You know, maybe you're a small hobby miner. Maybe it doesn't matter so much, but you know, this is where things get really real for a lot of us, is that, you know, a lot of miners right now are breaking even, or, you know, the margins are very slim depending on your electrical rate. And, you know, that's before you factor in your electricity costs, your cooling, your maintenance, your downtime. If your power isn't cheap, you're probably feeling it, right? You're definitely feeling it right now. Also, depending on which models you have. If you, majority of people out there, I'm going to say have, you know, I don't know, A2s, A2 Pros, not very many people, sorry, but I'm talking about like S21s, you know, popular Bitcoin miners that are out there right now for majority of mining farms, or even, I don't know, medium scaled people that have these types of miners. Even at 10 cents, you know, you're losing on the S21, right? If you have like 8 cents, which I don't think many people have, you know, you're just breaking even or making less. So you need to have like at least 7 cents to break even on an S21. You know, it's like break even mining is becoming this new norm now. Well, of course, where we are right now in the market. And so who is winning? Who's doing well right now? Well, there are obviously still some people who are making money, right? It's obviously going to be the large scale operations, those that have, you know, 4.5 cents electric. And, you know, they're still making a couple bucks a day on an S21, you know, 200 terahash model because, you know, they have cheaper power. They can get deals on that. They got bulk hardware pricing, optimized infrastructure, you know, miners with very low electricity costs, you know, with hydro, flared gas, or solar setups. Those are really only the true people winning right now. Okay. So people that are also running efficient, okay, maybe firmware tuning, having the latest and greatest firmware and tuning them down to, get more efficiency out of them. That's how most of them can survive, undervolting, maximizing that hash per watt. That is obviously the name of the game, I'd say, nowadays. And I think that's what all you guys should be doing. I definitely need to do that. I really need to hone in on getting things more efficient. I think, I know with ASIC miners, not a lot of ASIC miners out there have that compatibility, depending which model you have. I know with Bitmain L9s and L7s, you can get different firmware for them. But I'm talking like, I don't know, Canon, Avalon series, What's miners, do they have firmware out there? I don't know. I haven't really done that much research in terms of getting that, eking out a bit more efficiency just to, stay above water, just to be able to sustain, mining, effectively, essentially. So why are people still mining? Are people still mining right now? Well, yeah, there's plenty of people still mining. I mean, the hash rate doesn't lie. I mean, you can see Bitcoin's network hash rate is over a zettahash right now, so I'd have to say, for people that are still mining, I mean, everyone that's still mining today, all of us here, we're probably not really mining for today's profit. We're mining because we're accumulating Bitcoin over time. We're supporting the network, maybe, for anyone that believes in the fundamentals, positioning for the next Bitcoin bull run, right? That's what we're all hoping for. And so that's the name of the game now. We're just positioning ourselves for the next bull run. Because historically, right, the miners who survive the hard times are the ones who are going to benefit the most later. But of course, this all depends on a lot of different factors regarding your electricity price, how efficient you can get, all this stuff. Okay, so the honest truth right now, mining isn't dead. Okay, it's not dead. It's still a very massive ecosystem, right? And so it's not dead, but I think it's dead in the sense that easy mining is dead. The days of plugging in a machine and making easy money, it's those days are gone, right? Those days are simply gone, right? Right now, it's extremely competitive. The margins are really tight, and right now, it's going to be strategy driven, which mainly, it could be people that are doing it, purchasing miners at a larger scale because there's a tax incentive, right? People like which I've recently done. So it all correlates as well to your cash flow, and as well as, you can depreciate the crypto miners that you just bought, either if you're going to do that within the first year or a couple years. Everyone's got a different strategy. And so there's so many different things out there, whether or not you're going to be getting into crypto mining or doing it at a larger scale, medium scale, or even home scale. I don't even want to get into like solo mining, but this in of itself is a whole other thing, which I think majority of solo miners are not going to make any money, okay, any profit at all, unless you hit a Bitcoin block, which is going to be extremely, extremely rare, and 99.97% of people out there are not going to hit a block. But so I just it's hard to really, I'm trying to have this overarching big picture thinking right now that we've been here before, but in a sense we're just at this point where things are extremely high in terms of hash rate, in terms of competitiveness, versus where Bitcoin's price is right now. We're at the mercy of Bitcoin's price. So the cost to mint a Bitcoin right now is really bad. And so, like, how many massive farms out there are at 1 cent per kilowatt hour, 2 cents per kilowatt hour? I feel like we are coming up to that point, right? It's just pushing the home miners out further and further, unless you're solar at a smaller scale, free power, I don't know, something like that. It's just, we've come to that point, right? So I want to know, like, from you guys, let me know down below. Are you guys still mining right now? Are you profitable? Are you just breaking even? I'm curious to know and hear where you guys are at right now, because community sentiment is everything, and sentiment is everything. And so I just want to, we have a great crypto mining community here. I have camaraderie with a lot of you guys, and I know a lot of you guys are still here, doing it. But some of you guys are larger scale, some of you are medium scale, some of you are hobby level. And it's just, depending on your situation, it's hard to just say what the best strategy is going to be for you, because everyone's in a different situation, especially when it comes to cash flow, right? Especially if you're going to mine and hold a lot of the yields that you're mining in hopes that it's going to go up later. I mean, we all hope that Bitcoin's going to keep going up, you know, down the road, which that's why we're all doing this as an investment, right? Our time horizon, I think, for me, generally is obviously going to be up until the next cycle and then repeat all over again, right? Or if people are thinking about buying hardware right now or doing hardware arbitrage, people are selling older miners right now for really cheap, you know, and it could get even cheaper, but look out for those deals, right? And attain hardware if you think that, you know, let's say Dogecoin or Bitcoin's going to go up soon. And so you can make a little risk, a play there, buying hardware when it's cheap and wait for the coin to go up, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, we all know these types of strategies already. I feel like a broken record, but let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys are up to. And oh, one final thing. I just announced that Tangem has added another 350 RPM wallets. So if you guys are interested, we were about to sell out. We had like 46 left. So if you guys are interested in the RPM Tangem, check out redpanda.tangem.com. Feel free to use any of your favorite creator coupon codes, discount codes to get another 10% off, $62. Or use code RPM for 10% off Red Panda Tangem cold storage wallet. Really nice wallet. All right, my friends. Okay, so yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Don't forget TerraHosting's Bitcoin giveaway as well. All right, I'll see you all later. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you're all still here. I'm still here. I'm still going to keep going, making some plays here and there. And yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.